like Kyle Rittenhouse was a kid who was already like kind of right wing and was super duper pro police, Blue Lives Matters.
Okay, none of the things you said so far are wrong at all. It's okay to be right wing. It's okay to be pro cop. It's okay to be Blue Lives. Like, none of these things are like necessarily horrible on their face.
To want to go to a city that's having riots just to LARP for the police force when you're like 17, like that's pretty stupid. That's pretty fucking dumb, right?
Do you think it was also stupid for the protesters to go there and set things on fire? More stupid than Rittenhouse? Because if you want to say Rittenhouse said is some dumb, then yeah, I can kind of buy that maybe a little bit. But every single
not a little bit. That's huge.
Sure.
If you're 17 years old and you do that, it was your destiny. It was your pun nine headed. It was your destiny.
I'll grant you that.
Worship Hitler.
I'll grant you that as long as you say that every single protester there was worse than Rittenhouse. Every single one.
Sure.
Okay, fine. Then all of those people, I guess, are all just destined for extremism in your eyes. They're all beyond salvation. They're all just lost forever.
I will say that rioting in particular typically represents voices of the unheard. So, like...
Rioting can represent a voice that... You realize that Rittenhouse and his city were literally the voice of the unheard because the police weren't doing anything to protect their businesses against the riots, right? Like...
To do something as insane as going there when you're like a kid with an... Also, he had access to an AR-15. Like, that's already, like, pretty insane. Like, that. How do you say that's not being predisposed to moving along further right over time?
How is having access to an AR-15 insane?
Like, for a kid to have access to a gun at that age, like, yeah, that's pretty fucking wild. He was, like,
17. Depending on where you're from, that's not that extreme at all.
Okay, I don't know. Where are you from? Like, Texas or some shit? Like, that's... No, most normal civilized countries don't give their 13-year-olds guns.
He's in... First of all, he wasn't 13. Secondly, yeah, he was from, like, Texas. He was from Wisconsin.
Isn't that, like... Well, okay.
I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's like this in other places. In Nebraska, if you go on like fucking farms and shit, there are like 10-year-olds that are putting phone books on the seats of trucks and then driving them around the farm. Like, yeah, kids do shit at early ages, depending on where you live. Guns aren't a huge deal. I know in Seattle that if you guys see a gun, you probably call like the FBI and run in terror. But for a lot of kids, yeah, you get like rifles and 22s and shit at like relatively early ages. There are kids running around at 8 years old shooting BB guns and shit. It just depends on where you live.
Okay, let me reframe it a little bit.
Okay.
If Kyle Rittenhouse wasn't didn't become like a Fox News darling. Let's say he didn't murder those two guys.
Well, he didn't murder them. He killed them in self-defense. Go ahead.
Whatever. American. Anyway.
You're American too, dog. I don't know why you keep saying that. Like, we're not the same.
I never said I was American. What are you talking about?
You are American. I remember you. We fucking talk. You're from. I can tell by the sound of your voice where you're from. Okay. I've walked those rainbow streets. Okay. I've been up there before. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's say Kyle Rittenhouse wasn't a Fox News darling and he didn't kill those two people, right?
Thanks.
How do you know that maybe further along, I guess we're just going to reach the same, we're going to circle the same issue, but, like, I just don't buy. I think he would have become further right over time. Maybe not as quickly, but, like, considering the circumstances of how he even got there, I do think it was kind of inevitable that's a person like him would have just moved further along right over time, even if he hadn't, like, become a Fox News darling.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't understand this weird, like, obsession with, like, predisposing somebody towards, like, violent crime. Like, it's also possible that he got, like, when I look at, for instance, like, somebody like Sneeko, like, I can see the forces that are pushing him as far right as he's going. It's, like, pretty obvious. He's getting banned from every platform, and he's getting a ton of hate from people on the left. He's getting a ton of love from people on the right. Like, that type of environment is going to move almost anybody in that direction. They don't have to be predisposed towards that. It's just a superhuman thing.